So I know you're here because you want to get this one thing that you should never ask a guy. And I'm going to give you actually a couple of tips here. And it's not so simple. But again, for the reasons of videos, YouTube, social media, when you put a title like that, it helps you increase your views. And I want to get this message out to everyone I can. So, ergo, if you like this video, please like it. Because when you do, people who wouldn't necessarily see this video will, because of the algorithms, hopefully see it. It does something. And please don't thwart your knowing in a much greater way by not seeing this through to the end, because the information here is really going to be profound for you in a much deeper way than just getting a one simple, tip that you never ask a guy. Because, I mean, quite frankly, hyperbole doesn't help. And I don't put never ask him this, I put don't ask him this. And here's basically what we're talking about. Is that you've likely heard me say on my podcast, Make Him Wonder, and I say it a lot in my videos here and in any place where you see me on lives, on Instagram, what have you. Asking a man questions in text is not a good thing to do. And that may sound really, really odd. How is it or why is it that we don't ask him questions in text? And here's kind of an overview of that and the why. I remember asking somebody on the podcast, why do you think it would be that I say don't ask him questions in text? And she thought about it for a moment and she said, well, maybe it shows interest. Yes, that's one of the most profound reasons as to why. And you say, well, why would that matter? But it does. Because the man, as a man in his male energy, is going to want to be getting something from you. And what does asking a question in text imply? It implies you wanting an answer. What does you wanting an answer to whatever it is imply? So we're going a little deeper. It implies your interest. Now you may say, well, he needs to know I'm interested. Well, actually, in a deeper way, he needs to wonder about your interest. Because if he's not wondering, he's not actively loving. And that's one of my biggest, and I would say my number one gender gap. Women love through knowing, men love through wondering. So we must be mindful at all times of making our man wonder. Because again, if he's not wondering, he's not actively loving. So it also implies, and here's the second part of it, that you want to keep the texting going. Now, you may want that, and it's why you ask questions. But here we go, a deeper psychological, reason why not. He needs to be getting your interest and attention. He needs to be achieving your time and attention. So when you apparently shut things down by not asking a question in text, you're helping yourself. And you say, well, that's not going to be natural. It's not going to seem natural. When you get used to this, and look at my other videos about it, and when you start to put this into practice, it is seriously going to help you. And how I tell women to do this so that it doesn't seem, like you're not engaging at all, which again, I don't deal on both ends of the spectrum. I don't deal in either 0% or 100%. I call myself an 80-20 rules coach because life, like love, and love, like life, is best lived in 80-20. So you take whatever you are going to ask or would want to ask him, and you put it into a statement instead. So if he asks, how are you? It is just natural that we text back, I'm great, I did this, that, and the other thing, how are you? Well, you want to be mindful and watch my 5 R's of texting. I will put that in the list of videos here. I will put the link to it, because when you get the 5 hours of texting and you wait and you craft your text answer, you will be better able to put what you were going to ask into a statement, a la this. So he asks, how are you? And you will want to give some context, not much, but a little. Great. Had a really wonderful meeting today at work, or made a few sales, or went running. It's so beautiful out. And then that last sentence, you turn whatever you would ask into a positive statement. So you would want to ask, how are you? Just turn it into a positive statement. Hope your day was great too. If you know he goes on a daily run, hope you had a good run too. But you see, it ends it in a statement. He will need to try and get you to keep up the texting should he want to. Now, you might be feeling that that's cutting your nose off to spite your face, so to speak, because you want to keep the texting going. But what do you want more? Just this one texting thing and his interest to slowly wane and his wonder to go away? Or do you want to keep that going? I would dare say you want to keep it going, because then you will get his constant attention and more consistent attention coming to you. So when you need to ask, and again in 80-20, something tangible, meaning I forget what time is dinner. Okay, now that's really if he has said, we're having dinner tonight, blah, blah, blah. Not in a, you're trying to get his, kind of, you're trying to confirm a possible date or something like that. No, I mean tangible. I'm on my way. What is the address? That's a question that's tangible, and you want tangible questions. Not things about how he's feeling, what he's thinking, what he's doing, those things. So you can ask questions, but it's about, again, the context and the why of it. Check yourself. If you're asking something because you want his attention, that energy is not going to work for you. It's just not going to work for any of us as women. So it's something we must be mindful of at all times. The other is, and here's the second part of this video, which is, don't ask questions about previous relationships. Now, this is really hard. And as you move forward in your relationship, you're going to want to know. But if we have the patience, if he is interested in us, he is going to discuss it. Or he's going to leak it out in some way. Oh, I was here before. And you just wait. And then he says, yeah, I came with, my ex, and we did X and Y and Z. It can start to come out. If he knows he's safe with you, and how does he know he's safe with you? By not asking questions. That's how a man feels safe. Because he's been trapped in previous things, usually by questions and answering them. Because his former relationships, possibly, she's asked questions and it's blown up in his face. So that's what he's maybe thinking and feeling. So when you don't, he feels safe. I know this is helpful for you. And if you really, go back, play it again, understand the deeper implications of asking questions. When you do that, it will serve you very, very well. I know this from all of my coaching, from certainly, like I said, my own experience. So really get this into your real way of behaving and being, and I know it's going to take you far. If you need individual help, you want to get help in one of my programs, etc., just go to coachpaulagrooms.com. I am there for you. I'm here for you, and I will see you next time. I trust you got a lot of good information from today's video, and I enjoy bringing you content that is valuable for success in your romantic life. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the alert bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want more on any of the content you see here, you can go to my book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. You can order it at any fine retailer where you get your books. And if you want more on me or any of my programs, my podcast, go to coachpaulagrooms.com and we could be talking soon.